Think about the most successful person that you know personally. What beliefs do you have about their success? Do you believe it comes easy for them? Do you believe that you could never have the success that they have because you don't have the confidence that they possess? Do you believe that they are never filled with self-doubt like you are? Today, we're going to talk about 3 myths about confident, successful people that people who are not confident and successful believe. We tend to have thoughts about other people and their situations and their confidence and their way of being that we don't believe about ourselves. We separate ourselves from other people. And in one way, we do that with people who are highly successful or highly confident, especially if we're someone who deals with self-doubt, who does not want to go for success. We tend to have a disconnect between the two of our perception of ourselves and our perception of what that other person is experiencing in life. Grab a pen and paper because I guarantee you're going to want to jot these down. And I'm going to give you a few little tips of ways that you can overcome your belief of yourself or your beliefs about these confident, successful people that will help you propel yourself to more confidence and more success. Let's go. Have you ever felt held back by self-doubt, whether it's speaking up in a meeting or connecting with others or simply just believing in your own worth? Well, you're not alone. Welcome to the Crazy Confidence Coach podcast. I'm Heather Edwards, Master Certified Life Coach, and my goal is to empower you to step into your most authentic, confident self. Here, you're going to discover practical strategies and powerful insights to help you improve your communication, deepen those relationships, and elevate your self-esteem. And each week, I'm going to guide you through some actionable tips and mindset shifts that are specifically designed to help you break free from fear, show up boldly in every area of your life, and build crazy confidence. Are you ready to stop hiding in the shadows, playing small, and avoiding the spotlight? Grab your favorite pen and a notebook, and let's get to it. The first myth that I want to talk about is the fact that people believe confident, successful people don't have self-doubt and they always feel good. Well, that is simply just not true. People who are successful and even people who have confidence do have self-doubt. They do question their abilities, their capabilities, and what they're doing, when they're doing it, how they're doing it. People who make lots of money, people who are very highly visible, they all question their ability to do things, how they're going to do it, and when they're going to do it, just like people who suffer with chronic self-doubt issues or lack of confidence. It simply is not true that a successful, confident-looking person is always and forever filled with confidence and always feels successful. That is simply not true. Take that one off your list. The next time you see that person that you hold on a pedestal that you believe is super successful and has lots and lots of confidence, I want you to imagine that behind closed doors, they absolutely are thinking about the way they look, the way that the world perceives them, how their job is, how good they do, how they have good relationships with their family. They have all similar confidence issues that a person with self-doubt or lack of confidence does. So it is super, super important for you to understand that if you're a person who struggles with confidence, you're no different than that person that you're looking at, that you're putting on a pedestal. You have all the same thoughts and doubts and things that go through your mind. What you might have different is how you cope with them or how you deal with them, which I'll chat with a little bit at the end of this quick podcast episode. The second myth is that most of us believe success comes easy for someone who is confident and successful. And again, this is simply not true. There are so many phases to success, and there are so many different ways to define success that may be defined differently by you and by me. But the general premise of success is pretty common across the board, that we will look at someone who has a nice family, who makes a good income, who has a nice home, who has the ability to have more freedom and travel or do things that you want to do. that our culture looks at that as successful, and we can compare ourselves to other people based on what we have and they don't have, or what they are experiencing that we're not experiencing. But the bottom line is that the myth here is that success isn't always easy. When we're looking at other people, we're missing the things that they're struggling with, right? We see the outside of their experience of life and their experience of creating success, but we don't get to see the ins and outs. We don't get to see the struggles they have in their relationships. We don't get to see the struggles that they have mentally to make hard decisions, to do things differently than the rest of the world. And we don't see their whole trajectory from start to finish. So rest assured, that myth, successful, confident people, all of it comes super easily, is simply false. It's just not true. And if you talk to people who have created a lot of success, they can point to times in their lives that were super difficult, that they had to let go of relationships, that they had to question their own personality or who they are or what they're about. They don't find it easy for the most part if you sit down and have conversations with the person or people that you see as being successful. Then the third myth I want to talk about today, or just want to point out, is when we believe that successful, confident people, they haven't had to overcome obstacles. We can sit back where we're at in our job. Maybe we have a job we're not happy with, or maybe a relationship that's difficult, and we simply believe it's super hard. We'll never get over it. We see a successful, confident person over there in the room, and we believe that it's just been easy for them and they have never had to deal with things that you've had to deal with, or maybe your particular situation. And although this may be true to some extent, and what I mean by that is that maybe you don't have the same issues, everyone has obstacles in their life that they have to overcome. And yes, they may look different, but all obstacles are important in our lives. One, they create who we are, but also obstacles are obstacles. We have to learn how to overcome them. So what do we do if we get stuck with this idea? Confident, successful people are people that we could never be like them, and we could never find a great amount of success or confidence, that we don't have to constantly struggle about our confidence. One, I would encourage you to figure out, what is your self-doubt around? What areas of your life do you have this deep-seated self-doubt or lack of confidence? And go to work on those areas. Make it important in your life. Make it intentional that every single day you do something to work on whatever your self-confidence is lacking around. If it's something physical that you experience every day or that you dislike about yourself, work on that. If you have something, for instance, the way you speak. When I was in college, I was told that my Southern accent was never going to allow me to be a good speaker or be very successful with my degree, which was in communications. And so I worked really hard to get rid of my Southern accent. I still have an accent on occasion, but I had to work to get rid of that, and it took time. So if you figure out something that you have either a lack of confidence around or that's in your way, go to work on it every single day. The second thing I would like to say is, when it comes to success and confidence, you have to learn how to overcome obstacles. This is a key differentiator between successful, confident people and people who are not successful and who are not confident. The people who are not confident don't believe that they can overcome obstacles. They don't practice it. They lean to other people to solve their problems, or they just run and avoid problems. Either one of those is not practical for someone who is really going for a great amount of confidence, self-assuredness, and believing in themselves. You have to learn how to overcome obstacles. One way you can learn how to overcome obstacles is actually create obstacles or find obstacles to overcome. One way to get better at overcoming obstacles is to welcome obstacles or help people overcome obstacles. do volunteer work and help work with groups that need help doing any variety of things. Or you can help your spouse or help a family member overcome obstacles. You can, for instance, you can just simply sign up to do escape room and go practice overcoming obstacles in an escape room. All of those muscle practicing things for your brain helps you believe that you can figure things out and get better and better at solving problems. The last thing I'll say to this is that if you really want to increase your self-confidence and be more successful like someone that you view and admire, what you have to do is you have to figure out how to deal with your own personal trials or your own personal experiences that make you feel victimized or make you feel as if you do not have your power. There are so many ways that you can be caught up in your past or caught up in where your current situation is that will not allow you to believe that you can move above it and beyond it. But let me tell you, if you can manage your mind in a way that you can increase your personal belief in yourself to overcome what you've experienced or to not allow what you've experienced to hold you back, you will be ultimately empowered. You will be able to do great things in your life if you learn to not be victim to whatever it is that is your personal story or is your personal path. Every single person who has success and has great confidence has learned to overcome their personal trials, their personal victim stories, their personal challenges, whether it's physical, mental, or a combination of the two. You have to learn how to get over all of those things for you to feel empowered, to embrace success, to embrace being more confident and becoming the best version of yourself. There is no way that you can stay in the story of being a victim and rise to the top at the same time. It doesn't work well together. So figure out what your trials are. Figure out where your self-doubts are coming from. Figure out where your lack of confidence is coming from and work on those things. Put yourself in situations that will build your self-confidence. Decide that you are going to build your confidence and pick a few things to work on and just do it little by little. It doesn't happen all at once. And sometimes you might have setbacks and challenges that really make you feel as if you aren't going to be that stronger version of yourself. But every single time you overcome something, every single time you experience growth, you will continue to build your confidence and build your self-assuredness and become the confident, successful version of yourself that you want to become. Don't believe the myths that successful, confident people don't have self-doubt and they always feel good. Don't believe that their success comes easy, because it doesn't. They have the same challenges or similar challenges to what other people do. And don't believe they haven't had obstacles that have been in their way that they had to overcome, because everyone has had to overcome obstacles in their life to become a better version of themselves, every single person. And don't believe that successful, confident people haven't had to overcome obstacles. They absolutely have to each and every day. I want you to be able to become and embrace the most confident version of you. Don't fall for the myths that confident, successful people are simply having it easier than you. Believe in yourself. Believe you can do it. Stop comparing yourself to other people and become the best version of yourself. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It has been a blast. I would love for you to do me a huge favor and either go leave a rating or a review. And if you really love the podcast or you've learned anything at all, please pass it on to a friend or a family member that might enjoy the podcast as well. That's how I grow, and that's how I'm able to continue bringing you content. If you are interested in coaching, just go to thecrazyconfidencecoach.com. You can sign up for a free discovery call there. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you next Tuesday so we can build our crazy confidence together. Love you big.